Welcome, everyone. We are the Hebrew Sisters. And we're here today to share with you another wonderful understanding from the Hebrew language, the meanings of some of the names of God. We have a wonderful, deeply meaning, deeply personal name to share with you. Remember, the great thing about Hebrew is that there are so many layers. 72, in fact. That means you could have a different understanding of these names every day for 72 days. The whole purpose of a name, though, is to show the character in the Hebrew way of life. When a baby is named, that baby is watched for up to 8 days. And then the name is spoken, because we understand in our culture that the baby becomes that name. And so when we understand the names of the Lord, He is trying to say to us in the best way possible that He wants to be that name in your life.
That's so beautiful, Yana. And I love the name that we're talking about today. Adonai Roi. Now, some of you maybe have heard Yana's teaching on this. If you haven't, you must hear it, because it is so very good. But again, we bring the name Adonai, which is such a powerful name when you get understanding of it in the Hebrew. And then it's talking about my personal God, my divine creator, who brings such a powerful energy with him that he opens the door that no man has any strength or any power that compare to the power that has opened that door, that it's going to stay open, and it's up to me to step through that open door. That's what Adonai means. And then we bring in the name that goes with it today, which is Roi, which means my shepherd, the one who takes me to a pasture, not just any pasture, but he takes me to a green pasture, a place where I can eat. And not only am I able to eat and gain substance in that pasture, but he is continually watching over me. He is seeing me. So that's the definition of it. If we bring in those living letters to this particular name, and again, those letters are alive. Yes. They are powerful, living, breathing letters. And they say, the letters that we use today are a resh, an ayin, and that powerful little yod at the end, which makes this very personal to us, as we've learned. But the letters, when we bring them together, mean this: behold, the authority is watching. Now, we could take that in the sense of whenever you have an authority that is governing an event, that they are watching out for your best interest. And if anything goes wrong, they step in and handle that particular situation with all authority and take care of it, as if sometimes you don't even know what they have done in the background, because things just seem to run smoothly. But the authority has stepped in and taken care of anything that is going on. And so we see what's happening here, building the scenario or the scene for you, or the layers for you. The Paleo is the picture that is drawn here, and it means this: the exalted head is the watcher who brings forth revelation with his breath. So it's exciting as we build this, and Yana, I'm going to let you talk about Adonai Roi, building on what we've brought forth.
The best set of scriptures to look at is Psalm 23, where it says, the Lord is my shepherd. Now in English, the next line it says, I have no wants. That's not what it says in Hebrew. In Hebrew it says, I have no defects. And it really means this: because the Lord is my shepherd, I have no defects. In other words, I'm not giving that place to anybody except the Lord. And that's a big statement.
Big.
And it means this: it's with loving, tender affection and care that the Lord is taking care of you. That every place He's leading you is a good place, even if it doesn't feel like it or look like it.
Come on.
But He is a tender, loving, nurturing God. And I love in ancient Israel how the shepherds at the end of the day would say goodnight to their sheep.
Come on. That's so beautiful.
And this is the picture of Adonai Roi, the Lord our shepherd. The shepherd they wore dresses back then, you know, the men. And some of them still do. And they would pull their dress into their belt, and they would crouch down and call each lamb by name to come to them. They would pull the wool back from the face and the eyes of the lamb, and they would look eye to eye into the lamb, and they would coo their own personal language that they had, looking at each other, sort of like what we do with puppies or with our dogs or animals or horses or babies or children that we love. That cooing love talk. And it would just be between the lamb and the shepherd. The shepherd would be looking intently into the lamb to see what is the emotional state of that lamb. And he would clean his little eyes. He would look in his ears and begin to look through the wool. Are there any stickers? Are there any parasites that he needs to pull off? Are there any wounds that are open and cut? And if so, the shepherd had a can of salve, 2 of them on his belt.
So good.
One for the rough places, another one for medicine. And the shepherd would then put that medicine if there were any cuts or abrasions. But he would be going over that lamb. Now that lamb would pass through his legs, and he would go over each inch of that lamb. He would pick up the hoof and check out the hoof. He would look on the underbelly and in through on the sides and on the top of the lamb, talking and cooing with that lamb the whole way. And as that lamb was inspected, and he'd had this very personal meeting with the shepherd, lots of affection, lots of nurturing, lots of tender care, then he would pat the lamb on the bottom, and the lamb would pass through the shepherd's legs and go and lay down that night. Well, what I want to say to you is, the Lord is your shepherd, and you are his precious lamb. And that's how he wants to care for you. That's how he's looking at you. Now we can understand why the next line in Hebrew says, and because the Lord is the one who shepherds me, I have no defects. I have absolutely nothing that is wrong or broken in my life. Because as the shepherd takes care of me, because all of us are like sheep, the word says.
That's right.
And as the shepherd goes over, he finds everything in me, and I let him.
Yes.
And he becomes that medicine that I need. It's through his affection. It's through his touches. It's through his on-hands care that all my needs are taken care of. I'm safe. I'm loved. I'm seen. I'm valued. And I'm cared about. This is the name of the Lord, Adonai Roi. It
reminds me of that story in the New Testament when the shepherd brings all of the sheep into the fold. 99 of them are there, and one is missing, and it says, he will go out after you, after the one. You are that important to him. You are that special. He is the authority of your life, who is looking at you and watching you and sees those hurts. He sees those places on you that are the bite marks, that are the verbal marks, and he wants to apply the healing balm of Gilead to your life today. Oh, I hope that you understand how important and special you are to Him. Listen, if you have enjoyed this teaching today, we have more of them. They are available on HebrewScrollsAcademy.com. You can go there and check us out. And if you've enjoyed this teaching today, we're going to ask you to do a thumbs up, hit that thumbs up, and check us out at HebrewScrollsAcademy.com.
All right. Well, the Lord is our shepherd. Adonai Roi. We're looking forward to sharing with you another name of the Lord next week. So check us out next week. Until then, we say to you, Shalom
And
we
Shalom.
are, and we are
The
the Hebrew Sisters.